Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen back to the Knoxville Raceway for our Case Construction Super Late Models here tonight. Alex Robinson and Ron Piles bringing you guys the call here. Once again, his championship night continues here, and we'll see you guys here in just a moment as we go to trackside for playing the national anthem, and we'll be right back to bring you qualifying coverage here for the Case Construction Super Late Models. Alrighty, back here live with the Case Construction Super Late Models, bringing Alex up to par here because sometimes I can be an idiot. Oh, alright, we'll get it back. Alrighty, so here we are at the Knoxville Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, however you want to call it, officially a raceway. But getting ready for qualifying action here in about a minute. Alex, looks like Evan C. Going to be one to be dealt with here as I say that, looks like Brent Carter and Jacob Fields to go up the chart. So we're going to have some really great racing coming up here in the prelim features.
So just this server alone. Brent Carter, Jacob Fields, Evan C., Chase Hardy, Matthew Selby, Dylan Wilson, John Ruggiero Jr., Ethan Toder, Jason Salter, Mario Perez. I'll give Mario Perez the credit Mario Perez deserves at some points. Dustin Sizemore, Bob Klein, the list goes on. This server is stacked. I don't even want to know what the other server has.
Right, especially looking at the list right now, they're all within a half a second of each other, and half a second is a big gap, don't get me wrong, but you're talking 23 drivers within a half second of each other. There's not a lot of gap in between these times. Looking at Evan C. right now out here running laps and getting this track set up for qualifying action in 5 seconds. And it'll be interesting to see how qualifying plays out here as they get ready to go to qualifying mode. Server rolling over, they'll be looking to set the fastest times in the server. And we have popped the timing tower out there, 17.5 for Brent Carter. Give you an idea just what the times were like there as we were rolling through the field. So they'll be getting ready to come out for qualifying time here. We'll take a look at who's on the track here in just a moment. Looks like James Clausen going to be one of the first ones to the racing surface. That 29 machine. And he's going to come out on the speedway as well as Caden Lopker. And it looks like everybody making their way to the speedway right now, so we'll see who comes out on top of the board with quick time here as Evan C. has made his way to the speedway. So nobody really locked into any positions yet here. And right now, I'll be on this warm-up lap here. And his first time lap for the 29 of Clausen will put him on top of the board. Probably won't be for long, as Caden Lopker 18.291 for P2. Matthew Selby 17.704 to the top of the board. Jacob Fields 17.754 goes P2. John Ruggiero Jr. P3 17.794. Scott Smith P2 17.725. We'll try to keep up with them as long as we can here. As Jason Salter goes to P4, Chase Hardy to P2, 17.710.
Waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Jared
I
Jones,
know.
7th. I'm waiting for it.
Jaden
Quick!
Cross.
And there it is, but it's not who I thought it was going to be. That ruins it. Brent Carter, second quick. Where is it? Where is it? I'm waiting for it because you know who I'm waiting for because I know it's going to happen. He's going to go to the top of the board, and I'll be surprised if he doesn't.
I think he's waiting it out to see what times he's got to beat.
I think he's on track at the moment. Bobby Hans goes 8th quick. Is he? There it is. Quick time 33. Evans C. It was just a matter of time. I think
wasn't by much.
we were both sitting there waiting for it.
You're right. We were. And there's still time yet, and he's got to be careful with this because Dylan Wilson has yet to post a lap time as well as Ethan Toder. And so you got a couple of heavy hitters sitting at the bottom of the boards waiting for you. There's Ethan Toder right now to P9. Dylan Wilson to P3, 17.670. He's there. Can he do it in his second time?
No, he will not.
Nope.
Who was in the Bloomer paint scheme?
That, I believe, I just clicked. That was Brent Carter, I believe. I was trying to see who it was. No, I'm pretty sure that's Carter in the Bloomer scheme. But Ryan Underwood out there in the 46 machine putting down a lap time as well. And Ryan Underwood right now sitting P7. We'll see if this lap's any better here. And we're going to go exit of qualifying session here. So we'll be looking at our heat race number 1 starting grid. And, well, as you guessed it, starting on, we'll go tell back here. Nick Baum starting P7 in the 26 for Slam Sim Sports. Would you like to take every other row?
Sure, why not? Starting in the 6th spot, it's the 71. Well, let's see if he texts and drives this one. It's Mario Perez. Starting in the 5th spot, the 29, it's James Clausen.
Starting outside of row number 2 in the 10 from Rocket Esports is Jason Salter. And starting to his inside, the Sidebike Motorsports number 53 of Scott Smith.
And on the front row, to the outside, the 69, it's Brent Carter. And setting quick time, starting on the pole, just came back from Bristol, the 33, it's 7C.
And that is your Case Construction Super Late Model Heat Race number 1 starting grid as they work their way out of the staging lanes in the pit road here to turns 1 and 2. And that is Brent Carter in the Bloomer replica here tonight with the Case Construction Super Late Models. Alex.
Bloomer was just at a wedding today.
Huh.
He was at that wedding at Bristol, which, if you see Bloomer's outfit, Bloomer did not look like he was dressed for a wedding.
Was he wearing his fire suit?
He was wearing his voodoo pants, or one of his many voodoo-colored pants. But green flag is out here in heat race number 1. Evan C. going to take us in the turn number 1 and 2. Carter and Smith, Salter, all battling it out here for position at number 2 and 3.
Yeah, watching this battle going on back here, and you see Smith stick his left front up there. Big slider. They're going to feed the right rear up there, and that's going to send Smith and Salter backwards here in heat race number 1. Evan C. continues to lead. Brent Carter will re-inherit the 2nd spot here. Perez will go to 3rd to 71, and James Clausen will go to P4.
Mario Perez into the 3rd spot here. As talk about a 2-for-1 move that you didn't have to do a single thing is what the 71 has just gotten. As now in 3rd here, Clausen in the 4th spot, then Smith Salter, but Evan C., Brent Carter, they have pulled away out in front here as that gap increases by almost a second over 3rd place of Mario Perez.
Yeah, Scott Smith just helped him and Jason Salter throw their qualifying runs out the window here in heat race number 1. Is now halfway home for Evan C. in the 33 this time by the stripe. And Evan C. making it look nice and easy. That car really strong on the bottom here through the corner as Brent Carter trying to run him down in that Bloomquist look-alike machine replica, I should say, as Perez hangs on to 3rd. But he's going to have company of Clausen, Smith, and Salter here before he knows it if he doesn't find something or find a way to get running here to get a little bit more momentum going here at the Knoxville Raceway.
So C, Carter, those two up in front, as I do not think Brent Carter is going to try and make a move here. He is content right now with the 2nd spot, so I am not surprised if he is going to do anything else here. But 3rd spot of Mario Perez, the one under pressure right now by James Clausen.
And just like clockwork out there on the stream, Alex, we have company on the announcer side of things. Patricia Payne is checked in, reading on Mario Perez. So welcome once again, Patricia, to the stream, and thanks for being a continued supporter of UDTV. But go ahead, Alex.
So out in front, they're doing their thing. Evan C. Brent Carter doing their thing up in front. Mario Perez right now, I feel like he's a little bit more secure in that third spot. Clausen right behind, though. But will Clausen try and make a move here? Yes, he will, because here he comes to the inside. But it didn't matter because the checkered flag was out. Tried to make a last lap pass there at the start-finish line. So it's Evan C., Brent Carter, Mario Perez, your top three.
And rounding out your 7 drivers of James Clausen, Jason Salter got around Scott Smith for 5th. So Scott Smith will finish 6th, and Nick Baum will come home 7th in heat race number 1. So your top 3 will transfer in. Everybody else go to a Akatsi here, coming up in the prelim server, and we will see that happen in just a little bit. But nonetheless, here we'll get ready for our heat race number 2 starting grid, and looks to be, I think we like this, starting P7 on the field, the Krebs Family Racing number 1, or this will be the number 68 machine of Bo Krebs.
Starting in the 6th spot, the 500 machine, it's Tyler Berry. To the inside, it's the 82, that is Jason Korn.
Starting outside of our number 2 in the 4th spot, out of Pennsylvania in the number 27 machine, that is Josh Toma. And starting P3 on the inside of row 2, the Newton Cattle Farms Racing number 23 of Ethan Toder.
Front row on the outside, the 46 machine, it's Matthew Selby. And on the pole, the 13 of Jaden Krause.
There's your 7 drivers for your Case Construction Super Late Model Heat Race number 2 as they roll off to the speedway here. Going to be quite the interesting show here. This one could go either way. We got quite, like I said, this server's got a lot of hard hitters in it and a lot of heavy hitters as far as competition and skill and experience goes in these machines, especially the super late models here. And Knoxville, one of the tracks, like you said, like I stated earlier in the Pro Lates, one that's very, very hard to find disappointing. These guys find a lot of speed and a lot of momentum around here. And heat race number 2, once again, 3 more drivers going to make their way into the A main as the iRacing.com special car pulls to the infield. Green flag is out, and right off the get-go, Jaden Cross right into a commanding lead. Matt Selby in the 46 quick to follow here to try to take over that lead as they work their way off at 2 down the back straightaway.
So into turn number 3 and 4, it's Krause and Selby, your top 2. Ethan Toder, keep an eye on that 23 machine of Toder, who is in the 3rd spot here because he can strike at any time or being, as here he comes to the inside. Going to try and make it a 3-wide battle for your race lead. Nope, he's going to go up top here. So now where will Toder go? Blocked off by Krause and Selby. Toder waiting for a mistake to be made.
Selby definitely fighting for real estate right now as he shoved Cross up the racetrack just a little bit there. Just not even really, he didn't really move him per se, but didn't really leave him the room. And battling for the race lead, you don't want to be moved, so you're kind of going to give a little bit room to where need be, but you're not going to give it up completely. You see the crossover and slide job maneuvers being performed here already in heat race number 2 as we're just, you know, these guys getting quick and heavy at it here is battling for the race lead, working their way around the speedway as we are halfway home. This time by the stripe. And Matt Selby not giving up easy here. Neither is Jaden Cross. As now they're side by side off the corner. Contact is made. And just like that, Cross will lose 2 spots. He'll fall back to almost the 5th spot now as a little push off the berm is going to happen for, I believe that's Jason Korn. And Korn going to have to settle in for 5th there. Is Jaden Cross going to fall back to 4th after that maneuver in the middle of the corner.
Selby and Toder now your top 2. Into the 3rd spot is Josh Tama. So keep an eye on Josh there in the 3rd spot here. He might have something for Ethan Toder, who is currently in the 2nd spot. That 23 machine now trying to play catch up to the 46 of Matthew Selby, who is now on a small little island of his own.
Yeah, Selby on an island of his own, but look out, here comes Ethan Toder, and for some reason, maybe this is probably just to mess with us tonight. I'm going to guess, Alex, but Ethan Toder is also in a Bloomquist lookalike car.
I don't know. They might just be in the Bloomer feel after, you know, the Voodoo Warrior said last night he ain't done yet with his career after finishing behind Fergie last night. So maybe it's a little tribute to the old man of Scott Bloomquist. Oh, boy.
Wow, I just saw something huge happen, and that was Jaden Cross hard in the outside wall. Checkered flag for Matt Selby. Ethan Toder comes home second. Jason Korn third. Josh Toma comes home fourth. Fifth is Bo Krebs. Sixth is Jaden Cross. And rounding out seventh is Tyler Berry. And, man, that's, wow, what a incident that was at the end there with Jaden Cross hard to the outside wall. But our heat race number 3 will be coming your way here in just a moment for the Case Construction Super Late Models. And Heat 2's finishing order once again: Matt Selby, Ethan Toder, Jason Korn, Josh Toma, Bo Krebs, Jaden Cross, Tyler Berry. Your 7-car finishing results here as we get ready to go through our starting lineup for the Case Construction Super Late Model Heat Race number 3. Alright, so 6 cars for this one. So starting outside of row number 3 of the Speed Inc. $1 Million Motorsports, number 11 of Dustin Sizemore will start 6th. Starting in P5 will be the Hood Up Motorsports, number 7 of Bob Klein.
Starting in the 4th spot, it's the 45. That's Jarrett Jones. To the inside, Secret Agent Man 007. It's Jacob Fields.
Starting outside of number 1, the outside pole sitter of the Underwood Racing, number 46 of Ryan Underwood. And his inside, out of California in the 80, is Dylan Wilson. So as the field rolls down the back straightaway here for heat race number 3, once again, half the field going to transfer into the A main. The other half will have to go through a consi. Here we go. iRacing.com official pace car going to pull to the infield. Back to the pit road it goes in. It's going to be up to Dylan Wilson and Ryan Underwood to bring us down. Wilson jumps on the lob pedal. Good jump to the outside for the race lead. Here comes the 007 of Jacob Fields to the inside. Going to put the pressure on Ryan Underwood, the 46, as they work their way off of turn 2 down the back straightaway.
Going into turn number 3 and 4, the 007 of Jacob Fields now trying to make a pass for the 2nd spot there on Ryan Underwood. He gets the run on the bottom side, a little contact there, as now into 2nd is the 007 of Jacob Fields. You see behind there Underwood holding off, battle between Jarrett Jones, Bob Klein, Dustin Sizemore. So what Ryan Underwood doesn't see is now he does, because here he comes to the inside. That is Jarrett Jones.
Jones with the run to the inside. We'll see if he can pull it off here through 1 and 2. Is now the 46 under. We're going to slide up there. Bob Klein throws it deep, sells it cheap there in the middle of the corner. He's going to pull to P4. Jared Jones to 5th right now. Jacob Fields hangs on to P2 right now. And Dylan Wilson still continues to be your race leader. Underwood hanging on to P3. Bob Klein goes to P4. And that battle between Jones and Klein back and forth. There's a nice right rear quarter panel there. And that's going to send the car hard in the outside wall. No caution as of yet, but that car definitely broke to some extent there on the right front, and he's going to take that car pit side, I believe. That's Bob Klein. Dustin Sizemore will move to P5.
Sizemore into the 5th spot here, trying to gain some more spots, but up front, it is Dylan Wilson, Jacob Fields, your top 2. The 007 machine of Fields now trying to gain ground on Dylan Wilson. Sitting in 3rd, it's Underwood right now. That 46 machine just sitting on an island by himself in the 3rd spot. No one in front of him in the battle with no one behind him to pressure him. So Ryan Underwood right now in a safe predicament in 3rd.
Yeah, Ryan Underwood definitely in a very, very safe cushion position here, as up front it is Dylan Wilson with tip of the green to the air. 2 laps to go in heat race number 3 for the Case Construction Super Late Models. And the 007 Secret Agent Man's finding some speed in the secret briefcase of his. He's trying to run down Dylan Wilson before the end of this one, and he is closing in, but I don't know if he'll have time to make the pass and make it happen, but he's definitely going to make something of it, or at least attempt to, as they come to the white flag.
White flag is out. It is going to come down to this one. Does Jacob Fields try and make a move for the heat race win, or does he stay in the 2nd spot? Into turn number 3 and 4, the 80 machine of Dylan Wilson holding off out of turn number 4, winning heat race number 3. It's the 80. That's Dylan Wilson. Jacob Fields in the 2nd spot. Ryan Underwood 3rd. Jarrett Jones, Dustin Sizemore, your top 5.
And Bob Klein rounds out the 6th spot there as we move into heat race number 4. We'll check out the drivers down here on pit road in the staging lane, or in the staging lane before they go to green flag action. Another 6 drivers, top 3 to the A main. The other 3 drivers will go to the consolation once again here as we look at your starting lineup for heat race number 4. Starting P6 out of Illinois in the 02 machine will be Caden Lopker. Starting P5 will be Jake Colley in the 44.
Starting in the fourth spot, the 44 for D1RT, it's John Ruggiero Jr. To the inside, it will be the 8 machine making his return. It is Bobby Hans.
Starting outside pole will be Chase Hardy in the 99 of the Virginias, and starting on the pole will be Alex McCollum in the 1 out of New Jersey. There's your Case Construction Super Late Model Heat Race number 4 starting grid. As the lights go down on the iRacing.com official pace car, will go green off of turn number 4.
So here we go, fourth and I think final heat race of the night. Green flag is out here. McCullum gets a good jump, but watch the 99 machine for VLR. The TAC 3 defense. Chase Hardy is in the second spot, closing in on the 1 machine, but there's Ruggiero Jr. Side by side already, action-packed here in lap number 1.
Lap number 1 in the books. Rosario Jr. looking at P2 here, going to slide up. Chase Hardy checks the brake just enough. Crossover engaged. Here we get on the back straight away. Hardy goes back to P2. He's going to slide up just enough to take that spot away. Look out right here on the nose of the 44, Rosario Jr. Caden Lopker up 1 spot to P5. He'll be looking to try to get to Bobby Hans before the heat race is over to secure a transfer spot. But it is Alex McCollum out front with the race lead.
McCullum in the top spot, goes top side here in the 99 machine of Chase Hardy, trying to close in here. The gap between them is about 0.3 seconds. So McCullum and Hardy closing in here. That battle for the race lead might heat up, or McCullum might pull away here. Who knows? As you see Hardy trying to make a different line change here, but keep an eye. That 44 machine of John Ruggiero Jr. still has a lot left in the tank here, as he could make a run for second.
Yeah, halfway home here as they cross the stripe will be Alex McCollum still with the race lead. The 99 of Chase Hardy for P2. John Rosario Jr. in the 3rd spot. And Bobby Hansen, the 8 machine, looking to try to catch up to Rosario. And he is there. Can he make it happen? He's looking for that transfer spot as they make their way through 3 and 4 to begin lap 7 of 8 here for your race leader, Alex McCollum.
McCullum out in front. There you see Ruggiero Jr. gets a little pressure from Bobby Hans in the 8 machine. Does Hans have enough to get into that 3rd and final transfer spot? Hans goes topside. Ruggiero Jr. runs slider line here. Holds on to 3rd, but a little hiccup there on the top side that lets Hans creep in just a little bit more. So that battle for the 3rd spot might heat up as we get to the closing distance.
Yeah, at the line here, white flag is out. 1 more trip around. Bobby Hansen is trying to make a move here. Closest battle on the speedway. He'll be right at the bumper here, coming into 3 and 4 the final time. And I tell you what, Rosario runs the slider line to protect away from Bobby Hansen. Hansen's going to get to the bumper, but it isn't going to happen. Bobby Hansen will see the consolation race. So your field going to be Alex McCollum. We'll get your results here on the screen for you from heat race number 4. We go into C main action. 7 cars will be in the C main, but Alex McCollum will pick up the heat race number 4 win. Chase Hardy will come home 2nd. John Rosario Jr. 3rd. 4th, Bobby Hans. 5th, Caden Lopker. And 6th, Jake Colley. That is your heat race number 4 finishing order. And we're going to look at our consolation number 1 starting grid in just a moment. Alrighty. 7 cars once again. The Nick Baum number 26 will start tail on the field from Slam Sim Sports starting P7.
Starting in the 6th spot, the 7, that's Bob Klein. And then starting to the inside, the 53 of Scott Smith.
Starting P4 in the number 11, the Speed Inc. $1 Million Motorsports number 11 of Dustin Seisman will start P4. Starting to his inside will be the 10 of the Rocket Esports, Jason Salter.
And on the front row, starting in the 2nd spot, the 45 machine, that is Jarrett Jones. To the inside, it's the 29 of James Klassen.
This is your Case Construction Super Late Model B feature number 1. 10 laps, I believe, the distance here, and we'll get right to it here as we go to the green flag, and Clausen with a good start there, and Jarrett Jones will go to P2. Jason Salter quick to the action here, will go to the inside of the speedway to try to get around Jarrett Jones. Not going to happen. He's going to fall to P3 going down the back stretch into 3 and 4.
This battle's already starting to accumulate here. Clausen out in front, Jarrett Jones in 2nd. Jones looks to be fast in his heat race, but what is he going to do? He's going to go to the bottom side. Opens the door, though, for Jason Salter, who's closing in on the 45 machine of Jarrett Jones. What will Jones do?
Well, it looks like Jones is going to try to hang on to that spot for the time being as Jason Salters closed the door. He's looking to the inside, coming off of turn 2. Not going to happen this time. Down the back straightaway. Sorensen, or excuse me, Jones right now. I'm going to say Sorensen's at 45. It's got me a little mixed up. But right now, Jones hanging on to P2. Salter hangs on for P3. So we've got 2 sets of 3 cars doing battle. It looks like Dustin Sizemore and Bob Klein doing battle back there for the 6th spot.
Battle's on, but here comes Jones to the inside. Side by side they go. Klassen and Jones. Here comes Salter as well. 3-car battle for the race lead. Heating up here. Jared Jones into the bottom side of the raceway. He's side by side with James Klassen. Now here comes Salter. Salter trying to make a move for the 2nd spot there on Jared Jones. Not going to get there. 3 wide almost out of turn number 4. They are 3 wide. James Klassen has him at the line.
Clausen having the race lead, but he's got a pack of hungry wolves behind him wanting to win the consolation race, trying to better their feature starting position. And Clausen running away now halfway home in B feature action. But right now, it's Jones on the bottom, Salter on the high side. The momentum usually wins here, and Salter looks like he's going to try to take P2 away. Is it just Jones's fault for holding up Salter? Salter wants to try to make something out of this run in the B feature, and here he goes now. Salter has P2 as we work our way through the corner, and he's going to try to run down Clausen here in the next several laps to try to make a run at the feature win for this consolation race.
Lawson out in front. Here comes Jones, Salter. Those 2 side by side. Salter has him down the back chute into turn number 3 and 4. And man, oh man, it's heating up. Clausen out in front. Salter, Jones. These battles are going on. Here comes Salter to the inside.
Yeah, Salter gave up the top side for just a moment here, going to the bottom just to try something out and see maybe it'll work better for him. And here he comes, going to slide through turns 3 and 4 as we come to the white flag here. It's all Clausen at the line, but does Jason Salter have anything for him here in the final lap, or will it be Jarrett Jones, or does Clausen have everything it takes to put this car in victory lane in the B feature?
Here we go. Battles throughout. Who's going to take home the race win? Jason Salter with the win. James Clausen in 2nd. Jarrett Jones in 3rd. That is unofficial. But as of right now, Jason Salter takes home your C main.
C main results going to go away like this as far as unofficial goes. Actually, unofficial. It's showing Clausen with the C main win. Salter for P2. Jarrett Jones comes home 3rd. Scott Smith 4th. Bob Klein 5th. Dustin Sizemore 6th. And Nick Baum 7th. So that is your official after iRacing has made its adjustments as we move on to our B main number 2 line up here in just a moment. And once again, 7 cars. So starting tailback on the field, the 500 of Tyler Berry will start P7.
Starting in the 6th spot, it's the 25 of Jake Culley to the inside, the 13 of Jaden Krause.
Starting P4, outsider number 2 will be Caden Lopker in the O2 machine, and to his inside, the Krebs Family Racing 68 of Bo Krebs.
Front row, the 8 machine of Bobby Hans, and to the inside from Pennsylvania, the 27 machine of Josh Tama.
Another 7 drivers, 10 more laps will go in the books before we hit our prelim A main here tonight. Drivers working their way down the back straight away here. Does he have a 1 in front of a 68? Because it says 168, but I keep thinking that between him and Literal and me, the 68s, it seems like we just... Too many 68s floating out there in the iRacing sim.
Yeah.
And here we go. iRacing.com Space Car is in. Green flag is out. Josh Toma is out to an early lead here. He's jumped to the point. He is setting sail here in B feature number 1. And here we go. Everybody single file down the back straight away. Bobby Hans in a transfer spot now as he was outside looking in the heat race. He is going to try to hang on to that 2nd spot and try to better it and take over Josh Toma's number 1 spot here as they work their way around for lap number 2. Hans going to try to reel him in. We'll see what happens here as they work their way down the back straight away into 3 and 4.
Toma out in front. Bobby Hans in the second spot. The 8 machine. Remember that heat race? He came close of making a transfer spot, but now he's sitting in this LCQ. Can he get into the feature, and can he do it in impressive fashion? Has to get by that 27 for the B main win, but now 2 laps in the book this time by, and it's Toma, it's Hans. Then in the third spot, it's Bo Krebs.
Krebs in the 168 hanging on to that third spot. Caden Lopker currently in fourth. Tyler Berry fifth. So Tyler Berry up 2 spots already. Jaden Cross and Jake Colley back quite a ways here. About 2.5 seconds roughly. About 2 seconds. Jake Colley back 3 seconds now. So some of these drivers having some issues getting around the Knoxville Raceway in the super late model. Not quite the bite and the grip they're looking for, but out front, Josh Toma, currently your race leader over the 8 of Bobby Hans.
It's Toma, it's Hans, it's Krebs, your top 3 here. But again, now Toma starting to pull away here. Half-second advantage over Bobby Hans. Hans has pressure now with Bo Krebs right behind that 8 machine. Can Hans hold on to the second spot, or will Bo Krebs make this one interesting?
Watching the driver out front putting on a show. Josh Toma right now having a fantastic run right now. We've got a battle heating up for the second spot. Hans and Krebs going at it. Krebs looking to put some pressure on the 8 of Bobby Hans. Can he take over the second spot in that 168 machine? It looks to be single file off the corner down the straightaway. As right now Bobby Hans hanging on to P2, and it looks like it may stay that way here as we are on lap 7 of 10 as we come across the stripe this time by 3 laps to go in B feature number 2.
Bo Krebs making a run now. He's closing in on that 8 machine even more here. This is going to be interesting. What does Bo Krebs have for the 8 machine? A little contact between Krebs and Hans there. Now put some distance between them both here. This is going to be an interesting finish when it comes down to it. Bo Krebs, though, he is not giving an inch. He is closing back in on that 8 machine of Bobby Hans. Hans holds on to second. Bo Krebs goes inside. You know what's coming next. It's a slide job for the second spot on Bobby Hans.
Crossover from Hans down the front straightaway. White flag is out. Here comes the slider from Hans. Hans is set up. Here comes the 168 of Krebs back to the inside. Gets a little tied up. Not going to happen. That's going to take away the crossover from Krebs in 3 and 4. Picking up the B main win. We'll go to Josh Toma. Coming home in second. Looks like Bobby Hans is going to take over the second spot. Coming home in third, Bo Krebs. Fourth, we'll go to Jaden Cross. Fifth, Tyler Berry. Sixth, Caden Lopker. And seventh is Jake Colley. So I imagine we'll have about a 1-minute warm-up session here, and I'm certain we'll see the admins and race staff roll this over to push through. So let's see what happens. So we'll be right back here in just a moment with your prelim A main feature for the Case Construction Super Late Models. And that it was just a brief minute there. We're about to see some drivers and call some drivers' names that we haven't heard in a minute, but we'll start from P20 and work our way forward with tonight's prelim A main starting grid. So starting tailback on the field, the 500 of Tyler Berry will start P22, and the Hood Up Motorsports number 7 of Bob Klein will start P21.
Starting in the 20th spot, the 13 of Jaden Krause. Starting 19th, the 53, that's Scott Smith.
Starting outside of row 19 is the 168, the Krebs Family Racing, Bo Krebs starts 18th. Starting P17 will be the 4Link Motorsports 45 of Jarrett Jones.
16th, it's the 8, that's Bobby Hans. Starting in the 15th spot, the 10 of Jason Salter.
Starting outside of row 7 out of Pennsylvania in the 27 is Josh Toma. Starting P13 out of the Midwest region, the 29 of James Clausen starting P13.
Starting in the 12th spot, the 44 for D1RT, it is John Ruggiero Jr. To the 11th spot, the 46 of Ryan Underwood.
Starting inside the top 10, Jason Korn from Sidebike Motorsports in the 82, and to his inside the 71, out of Speedworks Mafia, Mario Perez.
Row number 4 on the outside, the 99 machine, TAC 3 Defense VLR, it is Chase Hardy. To the inside, the 007 of Secret Agent Man, it's Jacob Fields.
Starting outside of row 3 in the 6th spot, the Newton Cattle Farms Racing number 23T of Ethan Toder. Starting inside in the 5th spot is the 69 out of the Mid-South, that's Brent Carter.
Row number 2 on the outside, it's the one of Alex McCullum. To the inside for D1RT, the 80 machine of Dylan Wilson.
And starting on the outside of the front row, the 4-link Motorsports number 46 of Matthew Selby. Starting to his inside, out in the Victory Lane Racing Camp, the 33 of Evan C. We'll start on the pole of tonight's prelim A main for the Case Construction Super Late Models. 22 cars, Alex, and top 10 to the A main event.
So here we go. Top 3 in no specific order. I'm picking Evan C., Dylan Wilson, Brent Carter.
No Matt Selby in the top 3 at the end? Oh boy. And man, I tell you, this field is loaded as the iRacing.com official pace car to the infield. And here we go. Evan C. on the loud pedal. Green flag is out. The Case Construction Super Late Model A main underway. Prelim A main underway. Is already to the point. Evan C. to the lead. Dylan Wilson in the 80 goes to the bottom shelf and out to the runner-up spot, the 46 of Matthew Selby. And here we go. The number. Well, I don't see that was, but somebody's sliding back there already way up top. And that's Alex McCollum in the number 1, back to the 9th spot. Gets shuffled out to the high side, and he's losing spots here. Here comes Jacob Fields on the bottom. He comes up 1 spot. Ethan Toder up 2 spots in the 23T already. Jacob Fields right there with him from 7th to 5th already.
So it's C, Selby, and Wilson right now, your top 3 here, as keep an eye. Dylan Wilson under pressure here, the 007 of Jacob Fields now trying to sneak to the inside there in that corner, but now he gets shuffled back as here comes Brent Carter in the Bloomquist paint scheme. It's a top 3 battle. Here we go, Selby, Wilson, and sorry, that's Ethan Toder in the Bloomquist paint scheme, because they really do confuse me.
Yeah, so they're trying to play some voodoo tricks on us here tonight. Speaking of the pants, anyway. But right now, Evan C. setting the pace here, half a second lead over Matt Selby already. So he's not really wasting any time. As Dylan Wilson 2/10 off, he's trying to put a move here on the bottom side. Or excuse me, Wilson to the top side of Toder there. Toder working the bottom in that Bloomquist look-alike there. So a little bit of bloomers on the bottom here, and watching to see if McCollum can come back forward, but McCollum back to the 8th spot right now. He's lost 4 spots since the start of this one. Brent Carter back 1 spot. Mario Perez back 2 spots. Bob Klein up 3. Jaden Cross back there in 17th. Has been bouncing back and forth with positions with Bobby Hunts. So a lot of good battles going on in the field here early, back in the back, but right now out front, it's all Evan C.
And we have to be careful when you look at some of the guys outside the top 10. Who knows who has provisionals left this year and who does not here, because that could change the ball game here in points. But right now, Evan C., that 33 machine, out in front by almost over a second on Matthew Selby. Selby under pressure here, as there is Ethan Toder, there is Jacob Fields, there's Brent Carter, Dylan Wilson, all right there in striking distance of one another here. This could get interesting, and as I say that, here comes Ethan Toder to the inside.
Yeah, I was watching. We had a slight issue between Matt Selby and Dylan Wilson there. Wilson got a little crossed up when Selby got his nose under the back of him. It crossed the car up, and he lost a few spots there. But right now, Selby hanging on to the runner-up spot. And I tell you what, Ethan Toder in that 23T and the Bloomquist look like not running very easy here, as he's going real hard, and Fields had to lift just a little bit and run outside to the wall to keep off the back of Ethan Toder's car as they worked their way down the front straightaway there. So quick laps going by, quick, fast, in a hurry as we're halfway home this time by for Evan C.
So it's Evan C. out in the front. Selby, Toder, still your top 3. Here comes Jacob Fields now. Fields to the inside, the 007 slide job for the 3rd spot. Jacob Fields, Ethan Toder now going head-to-head here for that 3rd and final spot for the redraw.
Caution for Jarrett Jones. The UDTV Instant Replay will show you live what happened here for Jarrett Jones here. And looks like maybe going to be coming down the straightaway 3 wide, unaware of it. And unfortunately, 3 cars together there look like Jaden Cross might have been a part of that. Not 100% certain. That was Jaden Cross's number 13 machine tied up in that incident. And just a battle for position there in real estate, not allowing space to do so. The outside wall closing in the amount of space these drivers had to work. But we'll get back here live with Evan C in 33, your current race leader, as we're just a little over halfway home in tonight's prelim A main. And still not catching up, so we'll do it the hard way. It doesn't like the shortcut, so Evan C, your race leader. Matt Selby second, Ethan Toder third, fourth Jacob Fields. Brent Carter rounds out your top 5 at the halfway point.
I know Mama Selby will never let me go if I picked anyone but Matt to finish in the podium spot, and he finishes in the podium spot. I will never hear the end of this.
Probably not, but it's not a bad thing.
She might tell me never to pick him.
Uh-oh. She's thinking big head syndrome will set in.
No, because if I pick him, he'll probably end up in the poor man's position
On the redraw.
as so many people do if I pick him.
You're not wrong. It does tend to happen. I kind of said something about it in the last one just to see what would happen, but it played out. Somehow. And from 100 feet away, I smell popcorn in the air. Green flag is back out. Heaven C to the point here. Green flag returning. And off into 1 and 2. C to the top side. Watching the cushion here. You see all the drivers right up against it here. With 9 laps remaining here in the prelim A main. And here comes the 46 to Selby around the high side. Does he have the run for Evan C? He might even pick up the win. Alex.
Here we go. Slide job by Matthew Selby for the race lead. Here comes Evan C. A duck underneath. Side by side, they go down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. Slider attempt. It's cleared by the 33 Evan C. As watch out, Ethan Toder closing in on this battle for the race lead. Bring in Jacob Fields, because here comes Fields with a slider attempt on Ethan Toder now. So sliders being thrown throughout the top 5 here. As there you see 2 by 2 for 3 rows deep, and they're just going in sync sliders. There you see 3 of them on your screen.
Yeah, and Selby not wanting to pick the crossover maneuver off of turn 4. He wants to set it in with 6 laps to go. Selby falls back to the second spot. He's going to try to cross over Evan C off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. He's going to have to throw the slider in 3 and 4. See Cowboys up around the top side over, rotates the center. He might, caution flags out once again. This one maybe. Figure out what we're looking at here. This one, oh, big hit there. Ryan Underwood will bring us to caution, I believe. And while we're looking back here, take a look at the 46 Underwood. If we can find his name on our list here. It'll be grayed out. 1 second here, we'll look at Ryan Underwood's crash here. That is what we're looking at, so that's going to bring our racing action up front to a close. But Ryan Underwood definitely the reason for this caution flag. So give me a second here so we pull that back up here. And Underwood quick to jump to it there, and a little tail slap from Fields, and Underwood going to go for a ride here off of Chase Hardy's 99. And actually that's a good reason to jump to the pits. The 46 stuck in the barrier at the end of the wall. So unfortunately, Ryan Underwood to the pit area, his prelim A main to a close. He will not make the A main unless he has a provisional. I'm not sure, but it'll be up to him to use it as the final night of the year. If I had one, I'd probably use it too.
So breaking news.
Yes, sir.
It's not really breaking news because we've said it all year. Those walls do not move.
Oh, yeah, that is breaking news. That is, I'll have to make note of that for future use.
Also at Lima Land, the light poles do not move, and tractor tires do not move either.
And here's other breaking news. So the 46 has been credited the race lead as the caution came out. So, that being said, Matt Selby, your race leader as we go back to green. that will be we got 6 laps to go. Can he hang on, or does Evan C have something to say about that? I guess we're going to see as the green flag is back out. Here we go. The 46 of Selby with a good restart here down the front straightaway. Into 1 and 2, picks the high side. Evan C going to hang on to the P2 spot, try to run him down with 5 laps to go in tonight's prelim A main.
So here we go into turn number 3 and 4. Matthew Selby holds onto the race lead. Evan C there trying to get around the top side. As I swear, since the update, Knoxville, the top side, the cushion has been rougher, and these cars are just like any other cars. They are finding a hard time to run around the top side here at Knoxville.
Yeah, watching Evan C. He's really posting that right side up against the wall, trying to get the run as they come across the stripe. 3 laps to go, and the prelim A main here for the Case Construction Super Late Models. Evan C. moving down the racetrack, trying to get a run off the corner. He's going to close the gap just a little bit. He's got definitely enough room to pull a slider. He's coming up to the quarter panel of the rear bumper of the 46, and he's going to be right there. Evan C. may have something to say about it. Here we go. Slide, job, engage in the middle of the corner. He's going to come up to the wall, crossover. Selby was anticipating it. He's not going to be able to get back to the... We're side by side down the straightaway. 2 laps to go, and Evan C. hard in the wall. I thought we were following under caution the way he slowed down, but we're still green flag here as the white flag comes out. One more trip around for Matt Selby.
As Evan C. has closed right back in there, Selby gets caught up in the cushion. Here we go into turn number 3 and 4. Matthew Selby trying to hold off the 33 of Evan C. C goes to the inside, drag race out of turn number 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, Matthew Selby wins your prelim feature. Evan C. second, Jacob Fields third, but talk about a great finish. And I guess I should never pick Matthew Selby to finish in the podium spot because you'll do it.
And also your hard charger tonight, the 13 of Jaden Cross will come home P12 up 8 spots in the prelim A main. So we'll talk to your top 3 as well as your hard charger in just a moment. But before we get to that, we'll go ahead and do our full field rundown from tonight's prelim A main. Finishing in or on the front row is Matt Selby, the 4Link Motorsports 46, Evan C in the 33 from Team VLR. Will come home P2. Jacob Fields will come home 3rd. 4th, Brent Carter. 5th, Dylan Wilson. 6th, John Rosario Jr. 7th, Ethan Toder. 8th, Alex McCollum. 9th, Chase Hardy. 10th, Mario Perez. 11th, Jason Korn. 12th, Jaden Cross. 13th, Jason Salter. 14th is Bob Klein. 15th, James Clausen. 16th, Scott Smith. 17th, Bobby Hans. 18th is Tyler Berry. 19th, Caden Lopker. And 20th, Dustin Sizemore. Then we have Bo Krebs, Ryan Underwood, Josh Toma, and Jarrett Jones round out your field. So, without further ado, I believe, and just for the simple fact of it, I'm going to let you do this one. Mr. Alex Robinson, I'll let you talk to our race winner.
So coming home with the win, 46 machine of Matthew Selby. And Matt, I'm never picking you. Because apparently when I don't pick you, you decide to win. But when I pick you, you decide to get struck with bad luck. So I'm done picking you because, man, oh man, you show up and you win a feature.
Yeah, man. I mean, we had to work for that one right there. I didn't think we had anything right there at the start of that thing. We felt away, but we was slow. We lost. I think we fell back to almost a second on him right there. And then right before that caution came out, I kind of found that top that I started running there towards the end, and I started gaining like a 10th lap on him right there. And we got that caution, and that was our saving grace, and we was able to put on a show and get around him right there, and then hold him off those last few laps.
So now you get to enter in to something that you're oh so familiar with, and that is the redraw. If you can't draw the pole, do you want an outside spot or do you want an inside spot?
Put me on the top. I think we just proved it's where we need to be on that one. So, yeah, I always like a top around here. I can't run the bottom. I've always said I ain't got the patience to run the bottom around Knoxville, so hopefully we ain't got to.
Well, we know you got a lot of great supporters in the chat box as well as on that car, so take some time and thank them all for their support here tonight.
Oh, yeah, first off, I got to thank that right there that's on my spoiler. I got to thank the good Lord for all that he's done for me and my faith in him. And then got to thank Doug Smith with Double H Race Fabrication and all he does for us. Got to thank House of Speed, Dylan Hauser, them coming on board our car lately. Got to thank GA Cinematography, CFM Cinematography with Bobo Betcher, all he does for us, taking our pictures now. I also got to thank the Powerhouse Boys and all they've done for us and all the long hours and work that they put in with us to get us this point where we're out here running with C and Majulis and all these guys. It definitely puts a smile on my face. Got to thank the Four Link guys. We've been here since day one. That's helped us and put the time in with us. Marshall Strong, Jarrett Jones, Dylan R. Wilson, David Wallace, all those guys. They've hung with me since the beginning. No matter how much no matter how many people's come after me, they've always kind of stuck with me. So got to thank them boys, and got to thank my mom as well for watching. Also got to thank my grandpa. He always watches as well. And thank y'all for putting on an amazing broadcast, man.
That is your winner here tonight, the 46 machine of Matthew Selby.
Well, Alex, looks like nobody else is wanting to chat with us here this evening. They're all ran to their hollers for a quick nap here before the actual A main to make some quick adjustments. So we'll be back here shortly with the Ultimate Dirt TV's Case Construction Super Late Model A main event. Alrighty, welcome back to the Ultimate Dirt TV, where the Case Construction World of Outlaw Super Late Model A main about to go down. Alex Robinson, myself, back with you here. I'm going to take you through your A main starting lineup from back to front here, starting with provisionals. Ryan Underwood in the 46 will start P22 from the Underwood Racing Stable. Starting P21 will be Tanner Tomasi in the 009 machine.
Starting in the 20th spot, the 29 of Craig Stike. Starting 19th, it's Mario Perez.
Starting inside of row or outside of row number 9 in the 18th spot, the Max Strip Sim Sports number 171 of Brandon Freeberg will start 18th. To his inside, Chase Hardy in the 99 will start P17.
Starting in the 16th spot, it's the 9 machine. That is Colin Murphy. Starting 15th, the 1, it's Alex McCullum.
Starting outside of row number 7 is Cole Rhodes. And the 7 to his inside, starting P13, the D1RT Racing is number 44 of John Rosario Jr.
Row number 6 on the outside, the 13 machine, it's Travis St. Clair. To the inside, the 23T, it's Ethan Toder.
Starting outside of row number 5 in the 10th spot is the 2 of Dylan Hauser. And starting to his inside, the number 80 of Dylan Wilson will start P9.
Row number 4 on the outside, the 55, that's Cruz Caudell. To the inside, the 69, it's Brent Carter.
Starting inside of row number 3, or outside of number 3 in the 6th spot is Logan Rumsey in the 41, and to his inside, starting P5, the 007 Secret Agent Man of Jacob Fields.
Row number 2 on the outside, it is Damian Kiefer. To the inside, the 33 for VLR, it's Evan C.
Starting outside the front row, the 4-link Motorsports number 46 of Matthew Selby. To his inside, starting on the pole of tonight's Case Construction Super Late Model A main for the World Outlaws, it is Blake Majulis in 127. 22 cars start tonight's main event. Only 3 will finish in the podium. Who's it gonna be? We're gonna find out here as we get ready for one of the world's famous, if you will, take the roll, Alex. We've got a split for the 4-wide salute for tonight's A main event.
One second. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 years ago, World of Thunder Esports League Group was formed, now known as the Miller Family Trucking Esports League, with over 1,700 iRacing members, one of the oldest sanctioning series, and the drivers and staff of World of Thunder would like to thank you, the fans, for tuning in tonight here at Knoxville Speedway with a 4-wide salute. Share the broadcast because this is the A-Main Knoxville Speedway. It's about to go down. And we are about to tear the house down here for your Case Construction A main event. Evan C., Blake Majulis, Dylan Hauser, Brent Carter all in the field. Who is going to take home the A main tonight? Ron, who's your pick?
Oh, you make me pick in this field? Holy cow. There are a lot of drivers up in this one. I'm going to sit here and pull a Nick moment here. I'm going to sit here and wait this one out until the end because
there's
a lot of armors in this one. And
because I have to pick one, so you got to pick the one I pick.
What do I got to pick?
Pick one. Just pick one. Flip a coin.
Oh, man. We'll see if Blake Majulis can hold down the house tonight from the pole.
Well, I told him I'd pick him just to see what happens. So the 46 of Matthew Selby is my pick.
See, I had a feeling that was happening. That's why I said that's why I didn't want to pick, because I was going to pick Selby, but I was like, I'm not going to do it because one of us wound up picking him, and you said you were going to earlier, so I had to leave that pick open for you. So we'll see if Blake Majulis can hold down the house from the pole. We'll see if Matt Selby can get it done from the outside where he wanted to start. It looks like Blake Majulis gets one heck of an initial start here as he was able to pull down on the straightaway and take over. And here comes Evan C to P2 already as they work their way through turns 1 and 2.
So here we go, Majulis C, Selby, your top 3 here as Matthew Selby and Evan C side by side give the little advantage to the 33 of Evan C. 2 by 2 they go, following your race leader of Blake Majulis.
Well, 3 right now is the magic number from what I'm seeing in the timing and scoring. Alex McCollum, Tanner Tomasi, Ryan Underwood, all up 3 spots already, as right now the battle between C and Selby in the 46 to the outside. Here comes Jacob Fields on the bottom here. He's going to fall back as Keefer going to hold on to the 4th spot here as we have great battles going throughout the whole field. As I thought there for a minute, Jacob Fields going to pull alongside for the runner-up spot with Evan C. and Matt Selby. Selby hanging on to P2 right now, and I tell you what, Blake Majulis has the thing dialed in on the bottom. That thing is on kill here already, as they are now 3 laps in, beginning lap 4 of 50 here in tonight's A main for the Case Construction Super Late Models.
So Evan C. right now drops back to the 3rd spot. Kiefer Rumsey sitting in the 4th and 5th spot. Jacob Fields outside the top 5 at the moment, being Brent Carter, Dylan Wilson, Dylan Hauser. So keep an eye on Wilson, Hauser, Caldell, because those 3 cars have shown some speed here tonight, and those 3 cars could strike at any time and make a run for top 5 or top 3. But right now, Majulis, Selby, C, your top 3.
Majulis hanging onto the race lead over Selby. Everybody's single file, but they are right there bumper to bumper. So nobody running away from anybody right now. And I'll tell you what, Majulis had a great run to get off the initial start, but Selby has closed that gap back up along with Evan C. So everybody running down Majulis here after he took off with a great lead, but he's actually might have been taking it easier trying to keep the tires from getting heat, because it looks like he's actually building that lead back up right now. It's not a lot, but he's starting to pull back away just a little bit.
So Majulis trying to hold bottom side here. Selby. Car, I think that 46 is set up for the top side. Top side is not in yet. So late run car, it might be for the 46 machine here, as you see slider line being used by the 127 machine here, as everyone's starting to single file it out here. Keep it calm as we are 7 laps in the books now this time by. It's Majulis, Selby, C, and that top line just looks to be the way around.
Yeah, it looks like Majulis right to the middle at the moment. I wouldn't say we're quite top shelf yet. And a couple drivers look like maybe back around Dylan Wilson, Dylan Hauser's area there, getting really close to making contact there, trying to make something happen a little earlier here in the race. But right now the racetrack feels like it's pretty much one lane. The momentum's all in one spot. You see a big slide job there, and the 80 machine of Wilson going to get shut up the racetrack. Cruz Cardell and Alex McCollum get by. Wilson falls to P11.
Battles are throughout. 127 machine is the man to watch. Blake Majulis has dominated this season so far. He is looking to lock up all 3 points championships here in one night. He's won the Big Block Championship. He's pretty much locked up the Pro Late Model Championship. And if a win here tonight, it will be 3 more championships to an already stout career here in World of Thunder for the 127.
Yeah, watching him put down the laps and do business here tonight, definitely making his presence known with the World of Thunder Esports Racing and the Miller Family Trucking Esports League. So, this series in general from WOTEL can't go unappreciated by the Miller Family Trucking Group. They set this out and made this such a great place to come race as well. And watching all the racing action that goes down here kind of makes me sad to be up here in the booth. I'd like to put some laps down with some of these guys and see where I stand with the stout crowd that has attended here over the years. And I've done it before, but I wasn't quite built up myself as far as iRacing goes on. But I know that I'd probably wouldn't be able to run with Blake Majulis or Matt Selby or Evan C for any means. But these guys, some of the guys towards the back, I could probably put in a good solid top 20 effort every week. But that's something I have to sit down and try to figure out. Maybe I need to work out with Mr. McMillan and myself and see what I can do. But right now, out front, Blake Majulis and Matt Selby leading the way. Evan C for 3rd. Damian Kiefer up to the 4th spot. Logan Rumsey to P5. And Jacob Fields to P6. P7, Dylan Hauser 8th. Cruz Cardell 9th. Brent Carter and 10th. Alex McCollum is Dylan Wilson working his way back forward after he fell back to the 16th spot with that contact earlier. So definitely a lot of work to do for him. But right now, hard charger is Mario Perez up 5 spots from the start of this one. Make that 6 as he slips into the 13th position.
Back to what you said, I've ran this. If I want to come back and run this again, I'm going to need a doctor, a coach, a shrink, and probably a therapist before the season even gets to the midway point. These guys are fast. The competition is stout.
Caution, Colin Murphy.
Oh boy. So first caution, just about 16 laps into tonight's A main. They were on a pretty good run.
Pretty good run up to that point. So Colin Murphy is the reason for the caution. We'll check it out. 3 wide back here. Big contact And well, it's not unnecessary, but wow, a lot of attrition there. Is Colin Murphy being the reason for the caution. There was a lot of stuff that came up to that point, so not necessarily his fault, but man, he's missing some parts here, and that's going to be the reason for our first caution flag here in the Case Construction Super Late Model A main. So quite a few cars involved in that one, and we'll get caught back up here to the point with Blake Majulis, our race leader. Matt Selby P2, so all of these guys up front not wanting to see that caution, going to tuck the field back up here, and a couple guys, I would say the top 4 are really gaining spots. Logan Rumsey up 1 spot, Dylan Hauser up 3 spots to P7 from P10, so Hauser yet to come forward here in this one as well, and he may be just waiting here for this track to come back around a little more as the WOTEL staff waiting to set the lineup for the restart.
So you know what? I'm going to thank all of our dedicated fans. Because instead of sitting in front of their TV and watching the Oscars tonight, they know what time of year it is. And here on the East Coast, it is freezing cold. So what's better than, going and freezing your rear end at a racetrack? You sit at home, you listen to me and you watch some great racing here, brought to you by the Miller Family Trucking Esports League on a Sunday night. The Case Construction World of Outlaw late models here on iRacing for the end of Sunday Fun Day here and the last Sunday Fun Day here of March. The Oscars, it's a lot better than the Oscars.
I would say, does Steve set official dates for the return for season 17?
I have no clue.
He threw a date at me, and I'm not certain he's going to stick with it, so we'll roll with that. According to him, May 7th, I believe, is the first race, or May 1st. May 7th, yeah, I think it's May 1st. May 1st is the first one, because May 7th is a Saturday. So with that being said, we're going to go back to green here. Blake Majulis is going to lead us down. The green flag back out. We'll return to racing action. And tonight's A main, we'll start lap 18 of 50 across the line. Majulis will lead. And Evans in 33 will throw the slide job. Selby comes back to the outside. He's going to try to cross them both up. They come down the back straightaway. And waiting caution flag's going to fly. Mario Perez seems to have went around. Check that out here on the UDTV Instant Replay. And we'll be watching the 71 machine, the red and white machine here come through the corner, and it looks like Travis St. Clair and a little help from Dylan Wilson. And he'll go around and we'll also make a little more contact there. Potentially with maybe, I'm not sure, there's a pretty looking red machine involved in that. I'm not sure that is exactly what I thought it was, as the camera kind of pinged in on Brandon Freeberg's 171 machine. And unfortunately, cautions breed cautions. And Jordan Dye says, what's the Oscars? He's never heard of it. Out there in the UDTV chat, Mr. Alex.
Yeah, just about. But the sad thing is, I'm waiting to find out what this summer has in store for me. Who knows? I'm planning on being back at least for a few races next season, if not all of them. But that will be determined on work scheduling, announcing, and everything else in between. But Ron, I'm just fingers crossed I should be back for next season, even if it is for only a handful of races. But if you're around some certain tracks, you can see some of the guys. Talk about the feature field here. Chase Hardy, his brother, runs super late models. You can see him. Ethan Toder, you can see him at the racetracks running. John Ruggiero Jr. down in about North Carolina, you can see him run. Dylan Wilson, I'm pretty sure, runs around. Tanner Tomasi, Ryan Underwood, I think, as well. So there's a handful of drivers here that are running in real life this summer. So if you want to watch these guys, take a look at their Facebook. They might have some updates of where they're running, if they're running this year. I think Blake Majulis has some go-kart action this year. I think Evan C. as well. And I think Evan C. might be joining Chris Ferguson on some races as well, helping him out. So again, keep a lookout on Facebook at some of these guys' Facebook pages. You never know where you will run into some iRacers. I know Evan C., Blake Majulis were Evan C was, I know, down at Bristol with Chris Ferguson, as well as Howard Weaver. I think Dylan Hauser was down last year. I think he's going down again. So you never know who you'll run into at racetracks. Ron, I think I'm going to run into you at some point this summer.
Well, hopefully that's the plan. Hopefully we'll see you at Rolling Knob in June. And for those of you that aren't quite up in the north central West Virginia area, you can find me at I-77 Speedway in September as we go back to Green. Blake Majulis going to take off here off of turn 4, taking over here on the initial, or restart, I should say. Matthew Selby going to catch up to the runner-up spot. This restart not quite as crazy as the last one, as Evan C was able to slip his nose into the second spot, but iRacing called it back to him to P3, and Logan Rumsey and Damian Kiefer are now going to battle it out for P4 right now, as right now the battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth heating up here on the speedway.
Rumsey goes to the inside there on Kiefer. Now let's make it 3 wide. They're going mid-corner, but Matthew Selby gets the run there. Rumsey and Kiefer chasing down Matthew Selby. Now you see the top 5 all right there together. Majulis out in front. Then it's C, Selby, Rumsey, Kiefer. But that can change in a blink of an eye, because here comes Kiefer. Here comes Rumsey. As, oh boy, let's make this interesting for the third spot.
Yeah, interesting for the third spot. Indeed, as the 33 Evan C takes over the runner-up spot. Here comes Logan Rumsey. He is done with the deal with Matt Selby. Selby's going backwards now as he's trying to hope that outside line comes around. And right now, Blake Majulis, the only one that seemed to really make it happen, as well as Evan C. C out there with them, as Majulis and C running 1-2 right now. And here comes also Damian Kiefer going to find his way maybe around the 46 of Selby, as now Kiefer working to the inside as well. And here there's another battle between Jacob Fields and Dylan Hauser. So battles heating up all over the racetrack. Drivers trying to figure out how to make things work here. They're finally figuring it out. It looks like Selby not going to play easy here, as now he's going to try the slide job. And here comes Hauser back to the inside. Slide job on the 007 of Fields. And off of turn 4 down the stripe, it's going to be Hauser this time over Fields.
I was going to say, don't look now. That number 2 machine of Dylan Hauser starting to find something working here. Hauser said he was making some changes after that Pro Late race into the Supers, trying to make some changes, make the car a little bit more comfortable for him. And right now, up 4 spots into the 6th spot. That 2 machine of Hauser trying to make it work. One more spot, he's in a top 5 spot. He would really like to get to a podium spot, but he has to get around Selby, Kiefer, and Logan Rumsey right now. But a lot of racing left to go here. Blake Majulis, Evan C. Those two have now pulled away from Matthew Selby and Hauser.
Yeah, watching Selby right now to the inside of the 41 machine of Rumsey. So these guys putting on a battle slide job, crossover coming. Selby even checked the brake a little bit in the center of the corner, tried not to slide up as far and give that spot back, but right now, Rumsey looking to the inside of the 46 machine. The battle behind them as well between Hauser and Kiefer. These guys, a little contact. Selby on the wall a little bit. Hauser going to go down. Selby and Rumsey really making some contact. Now we're 3 wide again with Hauser to the outside. And that's going to be Kiefer to the inside. What a battle we got going on here for the 3rd through 5th positions. And Jacob Fields going to try and stick his nose in it now as Hauser gets the outside wall a little bit on the slider.
I don't even think it was the outside wall. I think it was that cushion. That cushion is dangerous here at Knoxville. It's now Selby into Kiefer. Kiefer around. Caution flag should be out, and it is out. So caution waves here. I'm not even going to make an assumption here. I really don't even think we should show the replay here, as that is going to be a call for race control to make. As contact was made there, Kiefer goes around. All I know, as followed, it will be Blake Majulis, Evan C, your top 2. Who knows who will be in that 3rd spot? I don't know if Hauser had the position before the caution came out, but it will be interesting to see what chaos unfolds here during this caution. But Ron, if Hauser's in the 3rd spot, the top 3 we have seen, if you have followed the late models Pro Series from 2 years ago and back even further, Evan C, Blake Majulis, Dylan Hauser. Those 3 have gone at it over the years in the Pro Series and in any other league race that these 3 would be in. These are 3 of the best drivers in the late model world, and it is going to get interesting with these 3 quick drivers.
Most certainly here, especially with Majulis, C, and Hauser. We saw a little bit earlier, and between just in general, earlier in the pro lates, that these guys were going back and forth for positions, and Evan C was the only one missing out of the bunch, but Evan never one to disappoint when it comes to the supers, and he's always right there with them. And I'm sure that if he took the time to sit down in the prolates, that wouldn't be any different. And Jordan Dice said, "Lord of mercy, we're getting wild." Yeah, things are getting wild out here, and these drivers definitely know what they're getting into, and it's just a matter of who wants to spot more and what they're going to do to get there, and whose car has the bite to make it happen here at the Knoxville Raceway.
Ron, you know what the scariest thing about this series is, and these drivers in this series?
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
I guarantee. I want to say Majula C and Hauser are still locked in to the World of Outlaws Pro Series for the late models when they come back around. But I guarantee you will see a handful of these drivers make it or come very close of making the Pro Series when that qualifying comes back around next season. The butt kicker World of Outlaw Late Model Pro Series returns to iRacing. Majulis, C, Hauser, Hayden Cardwell, Alex Bergeron, all guys who have won in this series will be in that, plus some new rookie faces. Who knows who you'll see? Heck, Mario Perez, John Ruggiero Jr., Dylan Wilson, I think, will be in as well. Brent Carter, Ethan Toter, some young guys who might be in as well. So, again, what you're watching now is the future of the Pro Series at the best. And who knows, we might have some new tracks by then, too.
I'm certain we will. As we've been seeing, I-55 will probably be added to that list. I'd like to try to make my way into that series as well, but it's a really tough, it's a tough to the bone series. You got to get in. It's hard. It's rough, but I'm not gonna say that I won't make it in. But it's gonna take a lot of seat time for me to get into that because I guarantee you right now I'm probably far, far from it. But I'm gonna throw shake a stick at it and see if I can make it in. But if not, I'm just gonna continue trying and eventually maybe one day I will. If not, I'll spend the money. We'll go outside, jump in the truck, and take the car to the track and go have fun.
Me and you have two different versions of having fun at a racetrack. Yours is getting in the car. Mine is sitting in an air-conditioned booth with a microphone in front of my face.
I just like close racing, and I tell you what, and running the street stock last year and having some fun has been. We had quite the close races here, and a couple of guys from my local track. We've enjoyed racing each other from points champion all the way to sixth, seventh place, week in, week out, having some great racing side by side. There's been nights where top three you could have threw a blanket over us, and the leader out there missing out on all the great racing that's going on behind him. He's out there not a clue what's going on behind him, but we've been having fun. So can't say nothing bad about it there. Brendan White says Selby's on his knees this race, so Selby trying to make his way back up front here, as I believe the lights are down on the iRacing.com official pace car, which means we'll be going back to green here very soon.
Hey, Ron.
Yes, sir.
Remember what I said when I picked Matt Selby? He gets struck with bad luck, but when I don't pick him, he wins.
Yeah, he's back in 16th right now, isn't he?
Yeah, I look. Maybe he shouldn't have said what he said in the pits during the intermission, and I wouldn't have picked him. But Matthew Selby gets picked by me, and always knows that is a bad thing to do. Green flag back out here. Majulis now Hauser goes bottom side front job on Evan C for your second spot. 3 wide back there. Holy crap! 4, 5 wide. It's chaos.
Yep, chaos has ensued, but the green flag is staying out here. Majulis out front over Evan C. Dylan Hauser, Cruz Caudell, Ethan Toter rounding out your top 5. Logan Rumsey slips to the 5th spot. Brent Carter to 6th as they're doing battle for that position. And I'll tell you what, caution flag going to fly once again. This looks to probably involve Travis St. Clair as well as a number of other drivers. Craig Stikes as well. We'll check out the UDTV instant replay on Travis St. Clair. The 13 machine. Watch that number 13 on the bottom. Looks like the one on McCollum right there behind them as they come into the corner. Looks like McCollum. Oh, excuse me. That's going to be the 13 of St. Clair going to pick up the 44 of Ruggiero Jr. And unfortunately for St. Clair, going to go up and over on his lid. So he will be going to the hauler in tonight's A main. So caution flag out with 21 laps remaining. So nonetheless, being set under caution here again. I believe this is the 4th time in tonight's A main event. 50 laps the total distance here, and lap 31. We're right along here under caution. And lights get on the iRacing.com for space car one more time as Blake Majulis and Evan C. go to bring us down.
Here we go. Back to the green flag. Majulis C. Hauser Caudell going at it. CFM Esports got the first 2 cars, and now House of Speed are going to do it. Dylan Hauser goes second here as, again, Cruz Caudell, Logan Rumsey, Ethan Toder. But talk about some movers here. Tanner Tomasi up 8 spots. Ryan Underwood up 8 spots. Those 2 provisional users. They're at the 13th and 14th spot. Dylan Hauser up 7 spots in the 3rd.
Yeah, it was up 8 spots to match the other ones, but Ryan Underwood falling back here in the 12th spot as Evan C. trying to hold on to the runner. But Hauser in the wall. Not sure exactly. I think he just got up there against the cushion. The cushion shoved the car up the track, so he's going to fall back to the 5th spot. Or 4th spot there is Logan Rumsey right there with him, so we'll have to see if Hauser can bounce back off of that. Make sure it didn't damage the car too bad. Caution flag out once again. This one for Alex McCollum and the One Machine. UGTV instant replay coming live to your living rooms, to your screens here, and looks like he just ran out of room with Underwood and also the 7 machine of Klein, I believe that is, with the 7 of Cole Rhodes, excuse me, and that's going to send him up the racetrack and over on his lid. Alex McCollum will be headed to the trailer for the night as well. So caution out once again here, lap 33 of 50. So once again under caution, awaiting WOTEL staff to make a decision, and we'll be rolling back into a feature green flag action very soon.
So, I got nothing. I feel like if I say something, I'm going to jinx it. So I got nothing at the moment.
Oh boy.
It's bad. It's bad when an announcer gets speechless.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a bad thing, but it's also a good thing because at some points that means the racing is just very tense and very high energy. We just can't really find nothing to talk about during cautions because we have burnt ourselves out during green flag laps.
Yeah, these guys put on one hell of a show under green, and when it goes to caution, it's kind of hard to go over. They're side by side coming to the line. Green flag's back out. Here we go. Blake Majulis gonna retake the race lead to the point down the front straightaway into 1 and 2. Here comes the 55 of Caudell with the slide job. Try to put it on Evan C. Not gonna happen. He's gonna lose 2 spots. Here's the 41 of Rumsey gonna go to the outside down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4 they go. It's going to be Rumsey to the outside. Caudell, look out. Here comes Dylan Hauser. He's going to have company to the inside. Hauser going to lose some spots here after a little bit of contact. And Hauser, big contact. We got cars upside down on the front straightaway.
A lot of chaos as there's the caution flag. Hauser involved. I think Brent Carter involved. I think Damian Kiefer involved. A lot of drivers involved in that one. Is here we go. Let's watch this. So Hauser gets a little bump. Oh boy, it started in front. Hauser tried to move. He gets involved. Kiefer gets involved. The 69 of Carter gets involved. The 71 of Perez involved. The 171 got some contact there as well.
This looks to
yikes.
be... Yikes, and rhyming with Craig Stykes being the reason for this, I believe. I saw a 29 machine, and I'm going to No, it's not that one. There's another 29 machine in the field that ended up being part of this, and I'm not certain where that driver is incidentally here. Try and figure it out here. We'll get back to live so I don't miss anything. But there was a 29 machine, I believe, that caused most of this. But I'll leave that to the WOTEL staff to determine who's going to the tail.
It's above our pay grade.
Sure is. So big incident here on the front straightaway, and once again, if you wanted to throw that out there about Williams Grove, Alex, I mean.
Look, all I know is there is no more excuses. When Port Royal comes out, which hopefully will be this year, there is no more excuses. There are 3 PA tracks, and I want a PA track on this schedule, preferably that's not Lernerville. Because Central Pennsylvania, this is the best one. Central Pennsylvania is the sprint car capital of the world, not Knoxville Speedway. Central Pennsylvania is the mecca of sprint car racing. You can quote me on that.
I'm not going to argue with you. There's a lot of great places for sprint car racing, and Pennsylvania, one of them. And quite a few tracks in Pennsylvania, I will not argue. Definitely some great racing up there. Just, I stay away from certain racetracks anymore, but just because of the way that people are treated. But that's another story for another time. Come to me face to face and we'll talk about it. But Caudell right now in the 55 looking to try to make action happen here from the 3rd spot. So he's making his moves and trying to make his way forward. We'll see what he can do when we get back to green.
I just want to know how much Casey's gas is there.
How much what?
They got a Casey's gas station across the street. I want to know what that gas is.
Right?
We might have to do some research on that one when we're in our free time and see if we can adjust the camera to find out the gas price of Casey's gas over there at Knoxville Speedway, because green flag is out, and if the gas is under $3.50, I am just going to go virtual from now on.
Right? I don't know if we could ever get it off the price board over there, but here we go. Blake Majulis commanding the caution flags out once again. Would you imagine that? I don't see a reason for it, so I'm not even going to say a word. We won't even look at it.
Look, I swear.
Tanner Holman says 370 plus.
I don't think so.
No?
If that gas price is under $3.50, I'm going to cry, and then I'm just going to buy a phenomenal computer and just stream. And just go 24 hours and just stream. Virtual racing, virtual trucking, virtual farming, virtual everything. And then I don't have to pay $4 a gallon for gas.
How much did you say you were looking for? 350?
I think it's like $3.50.
1007 North Lincoln Street, Knoxville, Iowa. $3.86 for regular gas.
What the heck?
Yep.
The cheapest I can find gas around here is like $4.19, $4.20.
Let's say we're $4.09 here. So I mean, not terrible, but not the greatest either.
Then you go out to Vegas, and Vegas is like $5 a gallon now.
Then you hit the strip in California, it's $9 a gallon.
That's not surprising. It's all it is highways.
Yep. I mean, they ought to be making bank out there. They could have stayed at $4 a gallon and been perfectly fine. Tanner Holman says $3.70 plus in the Casey's over there, so he wasn't far off. So he must be pretty close. Either that, or he took time to look over at the sign to see if it was updated. But here we go. Lights down on the iRacing.com official pace car. We are about to go back to green. 15 laps remain. We'll see if we can get it green to checkered or if we go quickly to caution. A green flag back out. Here comes Blake Majulis off of turn 4. He'll relight the candle here as we go into 1 and 2. Looks like Evan C. going to hang on to P2. It looks like a single file restart. Cruz Caudell in the 55 will hang on to P3. Everybody for a single flag. A couple guys breaking the chain going to the bottom of the speedway in 1 and 2. And saw a Matt Selby issue there, but I'm not certain what exactly happened. He might have hit the wall and got an incident point there on the ticker. So Just a thought there as we roll around the speedway, and right now still up front, Blake Majulis slider line trying to be quick around the speedway. He comes across the stripe to begin lap 39 as they work their way off at 3 and 4, I should say. So we'll start lap 39 here in just a moment.
So here we go. It's Majulis at C, your top two. Cruz Cardell right now sitting in the third spot here. The 55 has had an impressive run, but if you look back there, he has a hornet's nest. Actually, it's more of a wolf pack back there with Dylan Wilson, Logan Rumsey, John Ruggiero Jr., Jacob Fields. They're out for blood.
They are. They're making contact left and right there, which is allowing the 55 at Cardell to lock into that third spot as long as we can stay green flag all the way to the end here for the next 11 laps, which with the Hornets' nest that's going on behind him, these guys battling for position, everybody trying to take over the spots. So there's some slide jobs and haymakers being thrown back there. And we got a car on a wall back there as well. I'm not sure who it is, but he's rolling around the outside of the speedway up against the berm, trying to stay away from everybody. But right now, battle for the race lead. Evan C. is taking over the top spot. Blake Majulis is trying to run back to the inside. Slide job. He's going to bring it up the racetrack. Crossover from Evan C. into 33. C now trying to take it over from the bottom side of the racetrack. He's got the run off into 1 and 2 with 9 laps to go. Here comes the... Oh, I was waiting here. Man, the way the engine sounded, I thought we were going back under caution. But right now, Blake Majulis trying to take over this top spot from Evan C. into 33. Once again, he's going to go to the bottom. He's going to have to hold his ground this time because there's not enough room for the slider. He's going to come off the bottom of the racetrack up to the wall as Evan C. looks to have taken command.
So C out in front, Blake Majulis, Cruz Cardell, John Ruggiero Jr. up 9 spots into the 4th spot. But talking about Tanner Tomasi, Ryan Underwood, top 10 now, 8th and 9th, both up 13 spots. Now Tomasi up 14 spots, Megan Underwood as well. So these two are moving as a pack, it looks like, because when one moves up, another one moves up, and now Ryan Underwood takes over 7th. And now he's just up 15 spots as those two going at it now for basically the hard charger spot.
Yeah, they're battling for pretty much a hard charger spot, and I believe that Tanner Tomasi, a little contact there off the right rear quarter panel of the 46 of Underwood. Tomasi will fall back in line here, and I believe these two ought to stay in line with each other. As like you said, they're battling one spot for Underwood. If he can get around Tomasi, will lock in the hard charger position, and they need a couple more drivers here to kind of stretch themselves out as your race leader still Evan C. over Blake Majulis.
So you see slider attempt after slider attempt going on the 46 machine there. That is Ryan Underwood. Tanner Tomasi, he's going to return the favor with a slide job of his own. These two battling it out for the 7th and 8th spot right now. Up front, everyone's still out single file and out waiting for the proper opportune time to strike. But this time by, it'll be 4 laps to run. Evan C., Blake Majulis, Cruz Cardell, your top 3.
Yeah, these two doing battle up here. Evan C. and Blake Majulis right there. I'd say right there together, but I'm missing Majulis there on the bottom, so we'll see if he can make it happen as Majulis trying to make the bottom side work around the speedway. And this time by, look at the tip of the green is the 9 machine. Gonna be a lap down at Colin Murphy. He's gonna pull the inside, let the leaders go. He's gonna get back on the lob pedal, get back to action as well. And here comes Majulis, gonna try a little bit lower than Evan C. C gonna have the main position here, the proper lane control as they work their way down the back straight away into 3 and 4. Evan C. We'll see the white flag this time by. Does Blake Majulis have anything for him on the final lap as the white flag is out? One more trip around here at Knoxville Raceway for season 16 of the Miller Family Trucking Esports Racing League's Case Construction Super Late Models. Here comes Majulis with the slide job in 3 and 4. Not going to be enough. He's going to be right there with C. C's going to have to lift as well. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Evan C. at the line. Not by much though. Blake Majulis was right there, and a nice little love tap saying, nice one, but I still got the championship. But Evan C. picks up the race win. Blake Majulis comes home P2. Cruz Cardell gets it done for P3. That'll be your podium. We'll get the rest of the field in just a moment. But tell you what, Ryan Underwood, 15 spots to boot. We'll pick up the hard charger, and we'll look at your race results here in just a moment. But fantastic race here to the wire. Unfortunately, some cautions and some accidents in there, putting some drivers out of the way, but unfortunately that's the way racing goes. So Evan C., your feature winner. Blake Majulis picks up P2, Cruz Cardell for P3, John Ruggiero Jr. comes home 4th, 5th Jacob Fields, 6th Dylan Wilson, 7th is Ryan Underwood, 8th is Mario Perez, coming home 9th is Brandon Freeberg, and running out your top 10 is Cole Rhodes.
Coming home in 11th, it is Brent Carter. 12th, Ethan Toder. 13th, Logan Rumsey. 14th, Tanner Tomasi. 15th, Colin Murphy. 16th will be Damian Kiefer, Matthew Selby. And 17th, 18th, it's Travis St. Clair. 19th, Dylan Hauser. 20th, Alex McCullum. And 21st, it's Craig Stykes. And 22nd, Chase Hardy.
Alrighty, with that being said, we'll talk to our top three and our hard charger here real soon as we get everybody pretty much situated for interviews. We'll talk to those drivers in just a moment. Looks like we've got a couple here. I'll go ahead and talk with your hard charger here, Ryan Underwood. Ryan, congratulations, brother. Coming from, what was it? You came from 22nd, tailback all the way up to 7th, 15 spots. Tell us about that run, brother.
Yeah, we just got a whole new rig, so I'm trying to get used to it as much as I can. But we got really set back there in the LCQ, and we had to use a provisional and tag the rear of the field, and we got damaged there early, and we went to the pits to fix that, and just really just rode there until the end.
I definitely kept the nose clean for the most part, and you said you caught a little bit of damage, but you know it really hurts the aerodynamics of these late models, especially the supers, when it comes down to trying to make up positions. But you were able to. I mean, even just having that battle you had there for a while. I was looking to see. There's some contact with somebody out of the way. I want to say it was Kiefer that might have been up there. You was battling with. You guys were going back and forth. I mean, actually battling for that hard charger spot, but you were able to get it done. But you know, they said a new rig can change things. It's a game changer. It changes the way the car handles and getting things around the speedway. It and changes the whole rhythm. You know, it takes a while to get used to. So I, I applaud you for that. Especially, I kind of did that myself. I got to set our new pedals down here, and I'm having a problem getting a handle on them. But it slaps is what it comes down to.
Yeah, we this is a great place because all the fast guys run it, and it gets really slick, and I was really smooth with these new pedals. I just gotta get used to where I need to be on the throttle at each track again, and it's, like you said, it's really just going to come down to laps, and I think we're going to be really good here in the next few weeks with these new pedals and wheels.
All right, well, congratulations on picking up 15 spots here in tonight's A main event. Who would you like to thank here to help you get into the top 10 here in tonight's championship event at the Knoxville Speedway?
Everybody at Powerhouse Performance, Selby, and all them guys over there. We've been working really hard here lately. Runabout Farms, Kryptonite Motorsports, House of Speed, Sub Shop. Go check them out, and everybody on the car.
Alrighty, well that's gonna do it for Ryan Underwood picking up the hard charger here tonight. I believe we'll go down here with Alex Robinson, who I believe has caught up with Cruz Caudell, our third place finisher here tonight.
Coming home in third, the 55 machine, a guy who I haven't talked to when it comes to supers lately. Cruz Caudell found a lot of speed here tonight, gets a podium, and better late than never, finishing off the season with a podium finish, and you got to feel good about carrying some of this momentum into next season.
Yeah, you got to feel good, and I feel like we had a good race considering the circumstances of everybody else, and it's you hate to see Blake and Evan walk away from you like that, but they are who they are. They're the best of the best. Just try to hang in there with them, and it just didn't happen tonight.
So now you talked about the speed. Where did this speed come from? Because we remember we didn't really hear about from you the first few weeks. Now, coming the past few weeks, the 55 has shown a lot more speed and now competing against some of the best drivers in the world.
I just got to thank Hauser for that one. I mean, he's put me in the position that I'm in. Without him, I probably wouldn't be as fast as I am. I've learned a lot from him. But yeah, he's the main supporter of all this that's been going on. So.
Well, we know you got a lot of other sponsors on that 55 machine, so take some time and thank everyone else who has supported you throughout this run.
All the guys at House of Speed, Matt, Dylan, Brian, JC, Jordan, just all of them. I picked up a new sponsor with Ooze Motorsports, and we're going to have them on the car here pretty soon, but that's pretty much all the sponsors I got right now.
Well, that is your third place finisher tonight, the 55 of Cruz Caudell. think Ron is catching up with our second place finisher.
I got Blake Majulis down here. Blake, congratulations, man! A runner-up finish, not exactly where you want to be, but also the man of the hour, picking up a points championship once again, rounding out all three, I believe. So congrats on that here, as well as a runner-up finish here in the supers at Knoxville. Definitely a fantastic season for you. Tell us about your run here tonight, trying to hold off Evan C for the majority of the race.
He just found the top there. It really caught me by surprise. I don't know how it was so good at the end, but it's all good. Um, I'm obviously happy he won. So, if he wins, it's like a win for me. So, as long as we're 1-2 and staying up front and pulling away, that's just all I care about. So, great night. Obviously, we both had great speed all night, and looking forward to getting it going at I-55 next week. We haven't had too many races there, so it should be interesting.
Right on, most definitely. Not really sure what you're looking for going out there, but definitely looking forward to putting it down and getting everything right back on top where it belongs once everything kind of gets settled and everybody kind of shakes off the dust a little bit and figures out the speedway and gets everything kind of accounted for and get all the ducks in a row. But great runner-up finish for you. I know you got some people you'd like to thank to help you get this podium down each and every week here. So I'll give the microphone back to you and let you let us know who those people are.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Obviously, Jewel Say Speed Shop, go check our stuff out. We've been dominating here and there, and been putting some really good performances together along with our customers, and a really good season just in total in World of Thunder as a whole, and it's been a great season. So go check us out on Facebook and CFMesports.com. We sell setups for just about every dirt car there is, and got to thank Chris Ferguson. Congrats to Evan on second, Represent Limited, ML Performance, Reliable Energy Solutions. You guys for broadcasting every week, and Steve for putting the league on. Thanks, guys.
Well, congratulations once again, Blake, on a second place, and hopefully we'll see you back here next season. I understand it's probably going to be a short one, so we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we'll see you here as well.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Alright, we're going to go down here with Alex Robinson, who I believe has caught up with Evan C., our feature winner here tonight.
So CFM Esports has now dominated. Evan C. parks in victory lane. Blake Majulis parks in victory lane for the big blocks. And Chris Ferguson parked in victory lane at Bristol Motor Speedway last night. So can we just put it out there that apparently CFM can go anywhere on anything and win at any time?
You got me?
Yep, we got you.
Oh, okay. I don't know what was happening there. I
Technical
couldn't, my mic
difficulties.
work,
You're good.
but yeah, it's definitely been a great weekend for us, and I mean we've been able to, it doesn't matter if it's on the sim or Chris and real life, racing. It's definitely cool to be a part of the whole the CFM Esport crew, and also be a part of the real life success. Also, it's definitely pretty cool to see, and I'm definitely looking forward to more of it.
But now, talk about how this season has gone, some ups and downs, some great runs, some bad runs for the 33 machine, but it all comes ahead tonight. Final race of the season, and the 33 parks it in victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely been fast all season, and WOTEL stuff, and haven't been able to run all the events that we wanted to, but I mean, I think every time we showed up, we've been up front and competing for wins, and been able to pull off you know, uh, 5 wins or somewhere around that. I don't remember how much we've been able to pull off this season, but I mean, we've been fast, and be able to cap it off tonight with the win at Knoxville. I mean, one of my favorite tracks, but definitely wasn't easy tonight. I mean, had to play it safe in the beginning. It was kind of single file for the most part, and seemed like once the track opened up there, we just kept getting yellows and yellow after yellow, and I was kind of waiting to get a 10 lap or 15 lap run so me and Blake could battle it out. And I felt like I could catch them off guard, and hope the top would come in, which it did for me there in 1 and 2, and we was just able to get around Blake and had a little slider battle, and coming to that last lap, we was able to just block the slider and try to keep the momentum coming around the top out of 4 and was able to edge out Blake there.
So we know you got a lot of great sponsors on that 33 machine, so take some time and thank them here for all the great support and help this season.
Yeah, just I thank everybody at Team LR, CFME Sports, everybody at Magility Speed Shop, Captain Morgan, Tactor Defense, Toter Zauer, Frenchies, WI Warren Sim Chassis. Everybody helps us out. And thank y'all guys for broadcasting for us, and Steve and everybody helps put on the show for us.
That is your winner here tonight, the 33 machine of Evan C. And Ron, this does it. Another season in the book. This is my might be my fifth season. And again, doesn't disappoint. Another great season, more racing. Blake Majolis wins another title, which I swear is nothing new. Blake Majolis actually wins 3 titles. And just, man, oh man, talk about how this season has went. I know you came on, you joined us in the booth, you joined us as a producer. What has it been like for you after the first season?
Oh man, just trying to keep up with everything going on in 3 seasons and coming along. Like usually I'm used to picking up one season for one or doing 5 or 6 shows a week, but it's been across the board. But this one here, it brings a lot of specialness to it, and coming in with the top guys in iRacing. I'm used to like getting the second half of the field, but man, the action just picks up. It never gets boring. There's always something going on. There's something to pick up on, and the couple even throughout the season, like even at the end when things, when you think everything's kind of settled in, the stuff that comes out like Cruz Caudill picking up third, and you talked about not seeing him much this season, and you get drivers up to the front like Jacob Fields, and Dylan Wilson's not a surprise to be up in the top 10, but you see drivers like Cole Rhodes, Logan Rumsey, Tanner Tomasi, like some of these guys that were really good back when I first started like talking about drivers in iRacing and broadcasting smaller leagues, and then you come up to WOTEL and see the drivers again, and they're performing at just it's just a new another level coming up. So it's just awesome to come out and be able to do this, and I can't thank Steven for having me come out and do this, as well as Brett Wheeler having me come do this as well. And it just it also helps out coming in and talking with the likes of you as Alex Robinson and Matt Bailey when you guys come announce, and to sit here and listen to you guys, it's an experience alone on the nights that we have all 3 of us.
Well, we can't forget the special appearance 2 weeks ago by the one and only Sean Neistat. He came in, did his thing, and it's always great working with him. Who knows? We might have Jerry Vancic at some point coming down the road. But keep an eye on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, on the World of Thunder Facebook page, because cars, schedule, and everything else will be announced soon for season number 17 here. And cannot wait. That schedule and cars and everything else will be announced at a later date. Keep a lookout for that one. But Ron, I'll let you close us out one final time this season.
Yeah, so as far as things go for the Millers Family Esports Racing League and last Sunday fun day of this season, it's been a pleasure, and alongside with Alex Robinson and Matt Bailey and Sean Neistat as well, and working with all the WOTEL staff and everybody here. It's been a pleasure, so we'll see you in season 17 from the Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll see you next time.